Hey, what's up guys and gals? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for coming in. And today I'm going to talk about how to duel in Elden Ring because I've seen this comment posted numerous times on my YouTube channel. So first of all, here's Limegrave. This is the area where you start. Here's the first step. It's like over here. So all the way up here at this broken Coliseum right outside the front door. Here's the Coliseum right outside the front door. There's a spirit right here talking. There's a little dead body right here, and this is going to be where you're going to find the two items to duel with. So here's the two items to duel with. The Duelist Furled Finger and the Small Red Effigy. So both these items are very similar, but they function a little bit differently. So let me break it down for you. So first of all, the Duelist Furled Finger, the way that that's going to work is it's going to put your sign down on the ground right where you use the item. You see how my red sign went down right there on the ground where I used it. The reason why you're going to use this specific item is if you want to duel somebody like in a specific spot. So if you want to duel randos, you just like some type of map, some area in the game, and that's going to be specifically where you want to fight. That's going to be where you're going to use the Duelist Furled Finger. Like if you're meeting a friend somewhere, like if you tell your friend, hey, I want to do fights outside the Coliseum, or hey, I want to do fights in the castle, or hey, I want to do fights specifically at Bull Prawn Shack, that's going to be when you're going to use the Furled Finger item, because it's going to put your red sign down right on the ground, right where you used it. Something else that's important to keep in mind is you probably want to use a password when you're summoning a specific person, like a friend, or you're being summoned by a specific person. So when you're in the multiplayer menu, you look over on the right hand side, you'll see press Y for settings, that's triangle on a PlayStation controller, and it pulls up your multiplayer menu. Here's your passwords. I put in a little password here, Bath, so now someone can summon me using that password. And then that's going to be how you're going to use and when you're going to use and why you're going to use that item. So the next item, the Small Red Effigy, it functions a little bit differently than that. So when you use the red effigy item, you're going to see that you do your hand in the air like this and not on the ground. So that's one of the distinguishing aspects of that item. Another thing is that it's going to put your red sign outside of a summoning pool, out around in the area. So these are the summoning pools. This is where you summon people to do co-op, or you summon people to go do boss fights. You've probably seen some red signs down on the ground outside of those. That's because people are using the Small Red Effigy. So if you're not trying to do fights like in a very specific spot and you just want to do fights in general, then that's going to be when you're going to use the Small Red Effigy. And if I've used it here, it could send my red sign like it sends it probably like all over Limegrave, or all over like in a radius to like all other summoning pools. So if I put it down here in Limegrave, then I could possibly be summoned up here to Castle Ward Tunnel. There's a summoning pool there right outside the Margit boss fight. So you could do fights in that tunnel, or it could possibly go down here and where's there another one? Outside the tree boss, this guy, the tree in that area, it could put you there and you could do fights outside of the minor Erd tree. A couple other things that I want to mention about dueling in Elden Ring. If you're summoning people to duel, you should not use a Great Rune. So duels are, the reason why you do duels and how they distinguish from invasions is with a duel, you're trying to do like a fair fight with someone that's close to your rune level and close to your weapon upgrade level. So if you're 60 plus 10, you want to fight somebody that's 60 plus 10, you want a fair fight. So when you're using the Duelist Furled Finger and the Small Red Effigy items, and then you're summoning people using those items, you're looking for a fair fight between those people. So using a Great Rune, it kind of defeats the purpose, because only the host gets it and the summon player does not. So you probably should not use that item. Another thing, another kind of an unwritten rule for dueling is don't use your Flask of Crimson Tears, also known as Estus in Dark Souls. One of the reasons for this is it kind of defeats the purpose of a duel to have healing in duels. It's not an invasion where everybody just heals freely. It's meant to be kind of like a fair fight where nobody heals and then you just fight to the death type thing. And also keep in mind the host has twice as many heals as the the person he summons. So if a host has 10 heals and then he summons somebody that has 5 heals and then they're using heals in the fights, then it kind of defeats the purpose of it because the host has a significant advantage, like twice as many heals. So there's also probably like some other nuances with like some specific players are going to prefer people don't use specific things and or like maybe use specific things. Like probably like incantations. I'd say like incantations are fine to use like in a duel because like in Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, if somebody goes to heal in a duel with a miracle and incantation, you can hit them and you can knock them out of it. Elden Ring has passive poise, and so people can probably get like poise, a type of like passive poise heal cast in this game if you don't hit them, you know, with enough damage, your weapon's not big enough, they have enough poise. Or keep in mind you can also go for a critical if somebody's going down and they're trying to do a miracle. You can backstab them out of it if you're afraid that you might not be able to knock them out of it. But I'd say that, you know, traditionally incantations, healing miracles, they're usually allowed in duels because players can be knocked out of them. Some hosts, some players, they might not like that. You know, if you're fighting with your friends, you should talk to them and just establish some rules, whatever you guys decide on. I mean, the sky's the limit. You could play by whatever rules you want to play by when you're doing these, but generally speaking, I'd say no rune, no flask of crimson tears, healing incantations are okay, and the rest is, you know, kind of up to like the players themselves, but these are kind of some general tips. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave something in the comments. I'll be around, I'll answer them. I've seen this quite a bit. How do I duel? What are the different items? What do these items mean? I don't understand what these items are. Feel free to let me know like how your duels have been, how you like Elden Ring, how you're enjoying the experience, how do you like the PvP. Feel free to talk about anything PvP related. I love you guys. I appreciate you being here. I'll see you next time.